Here's your book. Put your book.
What's going on? Welcome to a Tuesday edition of the Ysn Power Hour. DJ Oakley with you, along with Max Solo and Paul Munson. Gentlemen, first off, nice hats. Hi, Liv.
Of course.
Bye, Liv. It is National Pizza Day, so the question for you two gentlemen is, number one, the best slice of pizza you've ever had, where it's from, and hopefully it's from this area. And is there a time where you crave pizza? Like, actually, like, crave pizza? Is it something you're watching, something you're doing? What is it? Let's go with you, Mac, first.
I think the weekends is usually like the go-to pizza thing, you know, or on a night you're kind of rushing around. My go-to is and will always be, especially coming into, coaching Ursuline, was Avalon. Big supporter of Ursuline, but Avalon's got, to me, the best pizza in the Youngstown area. But they're very close to everybody else around here. We got really good pizza, so you can't go wrong in any direction.
All right, so is there a slice from Avalon or somewhere else that you literally crave?
Just the cheese pizza from Avalon.
I've never had the cheese pizza from Avalon. Never once.
Yeah.
Never once. Let's get Ty in here as well. Hi, Ty.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing well. Paul, pizza. As far as the best around goes, who you and we're not trying to put anybody on blast. Obviously, there's a lot of great pizza here, and we got some sponsorships as well. But I mean, it's National Pizza Day. Let's give props where props is due.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of great pizza places around here in the Youngstown area. A lot of those like little hidden gems that are out there. My goodness.
Pizza Hut.
I guess no, not Pizza Hut. The girls like Pizza Hut as they yell that from the corner. I mean, I guess the pizza that I always grew up on, and it's still really good to this day, is North Lima Pizza. George in North Lima does a great job. It's just got he's got this cheese that's just like real thick, and it's really good pizza. And if I have to go like commercial, more like the big franchises out there. I'm a big Papa John's guy, but I'm the only one in my family that likes it, so I never get it. So, yeah, I mean, and I never get to have Papa John's because nobody else wants it.
Somebody get him a slice of Papa John's pizza today.
I like Papa John's.
I like Papa John's.
Papa John's ham and pineapple is killer.
Okay, you're done. Stop
All right,
it. You're
Paul's
done.
out. Good night. That's
That's
called
why.
Hawaiian
That's,
pizza.
We all came back for you, Paul, and then you just had to throw it all away in a second.
Yeah,
I like
they make the
pineapple,
best Hawaiian
anchovies, spaghetti, and meatballs all on my pizza. Spread it around.
No, nothing like that. No, but they make the best Hawaiian pizza there. I really love it. It's good.
Well, we're happy for you, Paul, and
Thanks.
we're not so happy that you never get it. But you know what I
Yeah.
mean. You're a grown man. You can go get your own pizza.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right, Ty. Best pizza, the one that you got this hankering for. It's National Pizza Day. If you had to eat one piece of pizza the rest of your life, what would it be?
I like Bruno Brothers a lot in that Austintown Plaza. I really like New York style pizza or things very close to it. That very thin, kind of crunchy a little bit type of pizza. That's just my favorite type of pizza, and I think that's the only one in the Austintown area that I think can make it. But I also am a big fan of Wedgwood too. That's also a very good go-to. But Bruno Brothers for sure. Just a little bit.
I will say during the pandemic, when we were all in quarantine, well, not that we're not still in the pandemic, but during the quarantine, I was craving hard for thin crust pizza, and it's difficult to find around here.
I found that it's not difficult to find. You just have to ask for it. It's like a specialty.
But their thin is a little different than what I was thinking. I'm thinking like super thin, like that's all I wanted. And they're like, oh yeah, here's thin. One place I ordered thin was like, here's your crust. Thin crust. We don't make thin crust here. We make normal crust.
Billy, I don't like peppers either.
Oh yeah, I'm not a big pepper fan. Especially not in the sauce or anywhere. Sorry, DJ.
I love Avalon Downtown Briar Hill Pizza. Love it. Cannot live without it. Haven't had it in 3 months, and I'm like dying to have it. So shout out to Avalon there. But the one thing for me with pizza, I've never craved a food in my life. Like want it so bad you can taste it. But when they do those one bite reviews on Barstool, when Dave does like any pizza spot he hits up, I immediately want pizza. Like I always keep a pizza in the freezer now because if I end up watching those, because I like them, I think they're fantastic. I think they're just well done. I have to go get a pizza. Like I can't. Like chips aren't gonna fix it. Like drinking water to try to trick your stomach into thinking that you're full. That's not gonna fix. You have to have pizza. So that's the one thing that's been driving me nuts is watching those things. I'm instantly wanting to eat some pizza. There we go. There's a thin New York style there from Bella Napoli in Canfield. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not Italian.
Napoli.
Bella Napoli.
That was the most gingerish Italian I've ever heard.
Well, I'm Irish, so go to hell.
What's up? Hey, it's the birthday boy.
Birthday boy.
Happy birthday, Jeff
bartender, Joe
Bezos.
Blue needs a refill.
No, let's hope that he's working today. Does he take? Do you think Bezos is the guy that takes his birthday off?
No,
Yeah.
he's working today. He only takes off America's birthday.
That's true, but everybody takes off.
Everybody gets that day off. Billy, you're set to go tonight. I just got the confirmation. He'll have them for you.
Well, there you go.
Maybe I'll get some thin crust pizza from Napoli.
It's me, Mario.
It's me, Mario. I'm coming to get you. All right, that's a perfect segue right into the YSN rundown for Tuesday, February 9th. Paul, a lot of green on this sheet. Good job. We've got Niles, we've got Hubbard, and Dom is going to have you covered at 7 p.m. Fitch and Howland, Ty, sounds like you got a good game ahead of you. You had one last night. We'll talk about that in a minute. Boardman and Cheney, Alec is going to have that. We've got Canfield and Harding. Billy, that's where you'll be. East and Ursuline, Ian's got you covered there. East Palestine and United. The Figleys will be all over that. Jackson, Milton, and Columbiana. Hoppy going to be back on the sticks. We'll also have Lakeview versus South Range. Pav will have you covered. Interesting that Pav will have you covered. Derek will have you covered for Latonia versus Valley. Liberty versus Crestview. Poe and Larry back at it. We'll have McDonald and Sebring, the McDonald crew, have you covered. Paul will have Middle Ridge and Springfield. Wellsville and Southern will also be covered. Waterloo and Reserve will be covered as well. And we have bowling going on in about 45 minutes. Here it's Boardman versus Fitch at Boardman Lane. So that is your lineup for YSN tonight, Tuesday, February 9th. A nice full lineup for us here on the network. We said it was interesting because... What's the matter?
Interesting.
It's very interesting because we have Stephen Pavlansky as one of our announcers, and his father, Tom. Well, today he was hired in Poland, making all kinds of waves in the area here locally. Some people, I guess, media outlet is frustrated about some situation with knowing stuff. This is how it works, right?
Did you get a press release, DJ?
Just like everybody else, we got a press release sent to us.
Oh, okay.
So interestingly enough, it's something that we've known for, I don't know, a week, something along those lines. We heard the rumors, we heard the conversation, and obviously we have Steven that works for us, and he's a great kid. We love having him on the staff, and he's a senior at Lakeview, so he's our inner circle. So I'm not going to reveal our true sources, but he works for us. He does games for us, so there you go. But we're very happy for Tom Pavlansky heading home, and so I'm going to give you a little bit of this press release while I have it up. Pending school board approval on Monday, February 22nd, the Poland Athletic Department would like to welcome home Tom Pavlansky as the 15th head coach at Poland Seminary High School. Tom takes over a Poland football team previously led by Ryan Williams from 2015 to 2020. Coach Williams resigning in mid-December. We all remember that. Coach Pavlansky brings enthusiasm, dedication, and a true passion for the game to our Poland football program. As a former Poland Bulldog student athlete, to have Tom come home and coach on a field named after his father gets me extremely excited for our community, our fans, and most importantly, our student athletes, said Brian Banfield, athletic administrator for the Poland local schools. Coach Pavlansky served for the last 22 years as the head coach for Lakeview. We all know that very well. During the tenure at Lakeview, his teams won 4 conference championships and have been to the OHSA playoffs 7 times. Coach Pav also coached the North-South All-Star game and was also the head coach for Ohio in 2010 for the Big 33 Classic in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Tom served as the 2019-2020 president of the Ohio High School Football Coaches Association. Graduate of Poland Seminary High School in '87, the Ohio State University in 1991. He and his wife Kate, of 27 years, currently reside in Cortland with their 4 children, Annie, Stephen, Maggie, and Tommy. So congratulations to Coach Pavlansky. Very excited for him, very excited for his family. As Ron kind of broke the news on Running Point earlier, this is a family move, and I dig it. You know what I mean? This is something that's really interesting. It's good for him. I think it's going to be good for the Poland program as a whole, but it leaves a gap over in Lakeview, right? And now you leave one spot, you go into another. In conference, it leaves a gap over at Lakeview. A lot of people already sending us text messages and messages saying, hey, scratching their head, Chet Allen, who coached Liberty last year, came on to be the defensive coordinator at Lakeview, and now there's an open position at head coach. Possibilities? I mean, like, if you've already got a coach with head coaching experience on short notice, even an interim position in that, and Chet's a great coach. That might be a good landing spot for him for a year and get him, acclimated with the program. He's one of those guys that it's not going to back away from an opportunity like this. Would you like to see a veteran coach at this juncture? Or do you think Lakeview goes for a new path, so to speak? Billy?
Man, it's always something to be said about having a veteran guy in there. It kind of keeps the keeps the order, but I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go for young, new, innovative, the way that the the NFL and collegiate levels seem to be doing as well. So give these young guys an opportunity, man, and Lakeview would be a perfect spot for that.
Ty, how about you? I mean, I'm not sure how familiar you are with Coach Pavlansky and what he's done, but a lot of wins, a lot of 22 years in one spot. That's a pretty big deal. That's loyalty and that's dedication.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm kind of on the boat with you too, DJ. I mean, going there for a family move. I mean, there's one thing that kind of supersides everything as far as like coaching, and I feel like anything sports, and that's family. And I could always get behind someone choosing family over the other team. But I also agree with Billy too. I mean, some of these younger guys, some of these younger minds, there's a lot of good ones too, and there's a lot of good ones around the area. We're seeing in other sports too. Might be time to give some of those younger minds a chance with some of these teams and see what they can bring to the table and just see what they have.
We've seen TJ Parker with Fitch last year. We're seeing Seth Antrim with Boardman this year. Lakeview could be the next up, but I really like, and I know I don't have a say in it, but Chet Allen, one of my favorite personalities across the board, one of the nicest guys in the game, and especially in this area. I think if he wanted it, and I'm sure that he would love to at least have a say in this, I think it'd be a great hire. I don't think you can go wrong with Chet Allen. Paul, thoughts?
The thing is that they're one of those teams. I got to do their games a couple times last year in football, and they were young. They were a very young team. Them and Jefferson were both young teams. So I think there's some good building blocks there for them going into the future. So I think you might need a veteran guy to come in there and kind of say, hey, listen, with these younger guys, this is what we need to build towards. Here's where we go. But I can see both sides of it. I can see you bringing a young guy in and going, hey, listen, fresh new outlook, and say, hey, man, you do your thing. You've got these young kids to mold right now. There's not a lot of seniors there. Build these guys up and let's go. I mean, the Pavlansky thing is that he's coming home. Week 2, he gets a face-off against his brother in Canfield. And talking to Steven today, Steven said, he's going to graduate and he's going to go to school, but if he doesn't go to one of the military academies, he's going to Kent State. And he said, I'm going to help my dad. He goes, I'll be on the sidelines helping my dad in whatever capacity he wants. So, I mean, you could almost have 2 generations of Pavlanskys on a 3rd generation field. So
that's unbelievable. You think about that and think about how geared up it's going to be when hopefully with the fans, if they're allowed for COVID, how unbelievable it would be for the Battle of 224 with Pavlansky on that side, I'm having a hard time with that name, Pavlansky on this side, on Pavlansky Field. You know what I mean? Like that's, Paul, you hit the nail on the head. It's really cool experience, and you take the Battle of 224 and you crank it up to 13 because all of a sudden, what has been back and forth is you got another storyline to what has been an unbelievable storied tradition and rivalry here in the area. So I'm excited for it. I can't wait for it. Congratulations to Coach Pav on this, and then he's got some great talent coming back in Poland. But that brings me to my next question is, we talk about change, right? We talk about change and turnover in the coaching ranks, and especially here lately. Think about Poland's situation. You look at where they're going to be headed next year. They've got a new football coach. They've got a new basketball. Well, they will have a new basketball coach next year when Coach Grisdale moves on for boys. What does that look like? I mean, and not only that, but they're still battling a pandemic here with Corona. So, I mean, think of all the challenges they're facing moving forward as a parent in Poland, as a parent or as a senior at Poland. Juniors now going to be seniors. That's got to be an interesting kind of direction for you, right? There's just so much change going on. Do you think it's something that it takes less than it used to? Like, we weren't used to change growing up a whole lot. It used to be, you were a coach for 25 years in the same program. You were a coach for, all, and now we're starting to see a little bit of rotation. We're starting to see that door turn a little bit. Mac, if you had any kind of advice for a Pullen junior going to be a senior with 2 new coaches? Let's say you play football and basketball. What would it be?
It will be okay. Handle what you can handle. Go to work. You're still going to work out. Just keep grinding every day to get better. It could open an opportunity for you as well. So, maybe a new position or maybe more playing time. So fresh faces means they don't have any eyes on you outside of some film. They haven't talked to you. They don't know what type of leader you are. So, I look at it with a little bit of opportunity. Just embrace it, do what you could do, and go out there and grind, man.
Ty, any advice you would give to juniors and sophomores heading into their upperclassmen years at Pullen if they're a football and a basketball player? And keep in mind, this isn't just Pullen. There's a couple other places that are looking at situations like this.
Yeah, I would probably – you just got to keep an open mind, especially when things are constantly changing around you. You got to realize that sometimes change isn't necessarily a bad thing, and we've seen a lot of change in sports, not only in coaching but in play styles and everything. And Poland's got not only a good basketball program, they got a good football program over there as well, and ones that you can look at. I would say are both going to be competing as well next year with coaches, no matter what the coaches in that system are. But you never know; these coaches that come in, they might be the coach that can take you to that next level. So I would just say keep an open mind to everything.
Oh, would you have nerves at this point if you were a high school junior going into it, and your high school football coach moves on and your basketball coach moves on as well?
I mean, the thing you'd have to think about is, and it's not as prevalent in the high school level as it is like when you get like to the college level, especially when coaches come in with different philosophies on like, oh, they're a predominantly run guy or they're a pass guy or they like this. I mean, coaches are still going to have their ways they like to do things, but they adjust to the athletes they have as well. I mean, so I think some of those kids might worry about, okay, is he going to come in here and like change our game schemes that we've had here in a while? Well, yeah, he's going to do that. It's his program now. So, but kids adapt to things so much easier right now. I mean, things are so much faster for them. I mean, with their phones and the internet and social media and everything else that they do, things just are all the time moving for these kids. So one extra little move, I mean, they'll adjust. They'll get through their summer camps, and they'll see exactly what's going on. And listen, and nobody's going to make everybody happy. There's going to be some people who might be unhappy going, well, this isn't the scheme I liked. Well, you know what? That's life. Things move a little bit here and there. So move through that roadblock and keep going and be a part of the program and move forward.
I will say, like, good programs traditionally, when you're looking around in the valley, new faces come and go, but the good programs have been there, and stood the test of time right now with new coaches and faces coming in, programs that have, been pretty good throughout the history of our area. So a new coach isn't going to come in and tank it, and it's not going to take it to the Patriots where they're going to win 7 state championships in a row. But I hope it does, though. So
I'm really interested to see. I mean, you're talking about a Poland guy coming back to coach a Poland program that there's a lot of pride in already. And I'm just going to put it out there. When you're an alum, there's that much more pride. And when your dad's name's up on the scoreboard and it's his field,
and
there's
pressure.
even
and a lot of pressure.
There's a lot of pressure, but you know what they say. It either bursts pipes or creates diamonds. And I think that Coach Pavlansky's a diamond. I don't think he's even in the rough anymore. I think everybody knows what he's capable of, and his resume speaks for itself. So we're excited to see Coach Pav and get him a little bit closer to our regular coverage area here, a little bit closer to East Palestine at least. So looking forward to those, and we're looking forward to keeping track of the Lakeview situation as well, because they're one of our teams, and I think that it's an exciting time here in the area for Valley coaches. I mean, Seth Antrim, I'm super excited for. I saw a comment today that I wasn't real thrilled with one of the local media that it just rubbed me the wrong way. You know what I mean? Seth Antrim is going to be a fantastic coach in that Boardman program, and to put pressure on him right now, saying that has yet to be at a basketball game, pound salt. I mean, there's nobody that's going to love that program more than Seth Antrim. Boardman with a great hire, and I just got to say it, man. That was, you got to watch what you put out there. You know what I mean? At some point, they're going to revoke your ticket and say, you know what, you're going to say that stuff about us? Go kick rocks. Bob Crown, looking for one of these hats. These hats are literally going to be picked up in about half hour from now. They're made locally here by Stitches and stuff in East Palestine. They do a great job in these hats. I just ordered 50 more. So if you're interested in one of our new YSN sideline hats, like Paul and like Mac have on, Mac doesn't have the palm for reasons still unknown, but Paul does have the palm. They are $30. And listen, I know that I'm biased, but they are worth every penny of it because they have these awesome fleece lining on the inside. And they are warm as can be, and they are as comfortable as can be as well. So if you want one of these YSN hats, just hit us up. We'll make sure you can come swing by.
I wear mine to bed.
That's weird. Is it that cold in your house?
At times.
Well, gingers have thin blood, so.
That's true, too. How could anyone blame Coach Pat for going back to Poland? Great opportunity for him. I agree. I mean, it's a family thing, right? Everybody wants to lead their alma mater to a state championship. And I think, listen, Poland was pretty doggone good this year, right? Let's see what they got now. So we're going to take a break here in a moment. But before we do that, again, National Pizza Day, excited for it. So we want to hear about your favorite pizza in the comments. And let's go, where's the Sideline Store at? Come on, Sideline Store, where are you at?
Can I get a press release?
Yeah, you can get a press release. Which press release do you want, Billy?
Make one up for me.
I'll make you. We had a press release earlier today about the $9.99. Did you push that out?
Oh, probably. I blindly push out YSN stuff.
Don't forget about our Sideline Store. I don't have it up here, but we will put a link in the comments. Still 25% off if you use code SPIRIT21. That's not POM21, it's SPIRIT21. And you can get 25% off your entire order, so make sure you do that. We're going to take a break. We'll come back, talk more sports right here on the YSN Power Hour, as well as take any questions you have for us. And naturally, we will give you our filet or beef of the day, brought to you by G. Burbick Farms. We return on the YSN Power Hour, powered by Channel 21 WFMJ.
News doesn't stop after the sun goes down. Sometimes you just have to hustle to get it. At 21 News, no matter how far it is, no matter what it takes to get there, we're working to bring you the best stories and the freshest content at 11 p.m. with the context and clarity that makes it worth staying up for, no matter what time it is. 21 News at 11 with me, Erin Simonek, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 11, news that's worth your time.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience and comprehensive wealth strategy, we assist our clients attain their goals. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit wrswealthadvisors.com. Good luck, athletes!
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
And welcome back to the YSN Power Hour. DJ Yoakley with you. We got Max Solo, we got Ty, and we got Paul Munson. What are you smiling about, Munz?
Nothing. Just fun. It's a fun day. It's a fun Tuesday.
You sent me a text message, didn't you?
I did.
You son of let's do a little bit of a rundown. Ty, you're going to lead us off because you texted. Munson and I were still in South Range, and you're texting both of us at the same time, just giving us this rundown about how great of a time you had last night, the McDonald and Louisville game. Take us through what you went over, man.
I mean, I threw it on Facebook too, and I mean, it was just a great all around game, and I mean, just great effort by the boys of both McDonald and Louisville, and you could just really see that Coach Francischelli and Coach Matt Olson, what they did with what they're doing with their programs is something to behold. And I mean, you want to talk about a game where 10 guys, 12 guys, whatever, however many, I think there was 12, 13 that got in the game. But I mean, everyone that played left everything out on the court. And from Brady Bronofsky had a huge blocks to end halftime. And we saw Cole Bronofsky with a huge save and Miles Culp with a huge steal to end the game for McDonald. And I mean, just so many names, and it's so hard to go over. I mean, Jacob Portalizo is big. And I mean, Anthony Lucente battling with Portaliz down low was able to get some points and was out muscling him sometimes. That was a great battle. But really what both those coaches have done with this program, with their programs respectively, and how much their boys have bought into those programs and how much they left it all out. I mean, just heart, hustle, determination, everything you could ask for in a basketball game was left out there on the court. And no, it was just one of the best all around basketball games I think I ever got the honor to call. And I'm glad that I was able to witness it and witness those two teams playing against each other last night.
It was a doubleheader night there for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. So we had the girls' game earlier, and then the boys' game came later. And of course, McDonald's still coming in undefeated, rolling. But Louisville, I mean, no shame in that defeat. Playoffs right around the corner. Both teams looked really, really good last night. So I think this is going to help both those teams going forward in the playoffs. I think McDonald needed the game. And I mean, I'm not trying to say either, because I know Waterloo's taken McDonald to a couple close games. I didn't get a chance to witness it, so I can't really comment on it, but I don't want to leave Waterloo in the dust. Like they haven't been competing with McDonald either, but I think it definitely helps both teams going forward.
We had a question last week maybe, that, what girls coach would you want to lead you, into battle? What boys coach would you want to lead you into battle? It's tough to not pick Jimmy Francischelli, right? It's very tough because, there's two guys. If we were going to fight, the aliens in Independence Day, there's two dudes that I would want leading me. One of them, no, it's not you, Billy Mack. You can't even protect your pom-pom on your hat. One of them's the dude from Independence Day, the president, right? The guy that was in Spaceballs. And the second one's Jimmy Francischelli. When Coach gets fired up, he's almost 3/4 of the way onto the floor. He's like the sixth man for McDonald, and I love his style. I love that he's so positive. He's battled adversity, so he knows who he is. What coach do you think would be your guy? Who's your guy going into a fight, going into a war? Mac, who would you pick out of anybody in the YSN network? Boys coaches, girls coaches, I don't care.
There's kind of a few. I think I would take Gunther because Gunther's a bad man. He's like Shaft, man, and there ain't nobody want to play with Shaft. So that's going to be my pick. Even though it's a homer pick first on it, I'm going with Gunther.
His expectations are so high. I set the bar high. When I talk to him, he makes me scared. He makes me nervous that I didn't set it high enough.
Demands it out of you and will drive you through the wall. If you won't go through the wall for him, he'll put you through the wall. Figuratively speaking, of course.
Oh, look at this. We get some YSN love from AMO. Coach Matthew Seidel.
Well, we're talking about basketball.
Are we talking football stuff too, or just basketball?
No, we're just talking basketball.
I was about to say.
AMO's cheating down there.
Jeez.
Yeah. Hey, Coach is one of the best bookkeepers.
Look, I'm here.
You did not just shoot that green stuff at me.
Love the show. My son-in-law is head coach for McDonald. Very proud of the guy. You should be. You should be very proud of that man. Look at my guy, Mark Roth, throwing up the sideline store. There's no fan like Mark Roth. I'll say that right now. My guy has been a diehard since day one. Paul, basketball coach you'd want to take to war or lead you into war?
Oh, man. Currently, somebody who's out there currently coaching right now, I mean, you look at the two Poland coaches. I mean, one's got 500 wins, the other one's approaching 200 wins tomorrow. But I mean, I know those guys, casually. I don't know them, personally to say, oh, I've played against them or with them or coached anything. I mean, I know it's a homer pick, but I mean, I've known the guy for a really long time. His intensity is high, and he expects a lot out of his players. And he's only in his second year as a head coach. But I mean, it's Jeff Fischel. I mean, even when his team's up and they do something that is not with the program, it's like, boom, I'm going to pull you out. I'm going to tell you what's going on. We're going to fix it, and we're going to keep going. And you slide them back in, and you get what you want out of them. So, I mean, he's not content with having a lead and working on the kids. It's constantly working to get better. Like, it's not just sitting there and saying, okay, hey, we're up. We can just screw around and not get things. You're not making that outlet pass like he wants. Hey, you watch him. He goes, you, and you get in there. Let's go. You get them other three out and go, this is what we need to do, but we need to work on this. So, I mean, that's somebody I'm close to, and I see how he coaches. And I mean, listen, he's got a great program, went to the regionals last year, and he's running this year again too. So, and he's intense, and he's one hell of a dresser.
Oh my goodness. Is he ever? Is he ever? Ty, and I've got an honorable mention right after you. Go ahead.
Oh, this is so hard because I mean I'm obviously close with both the Fitch coaches and Coach Brian Beanie and Coach Dan Schnurrenberger. Coach Francischelli is a hard one to look over too. So I'm gonna have to go one outside of Fitch and I'll go one within Fitch because I have to keep love with Fitch. But I will say Francischelli as well. As far as I've gotten to do a lot of McDonald games this year and I've gotten to witness the way he coaches and especially last night too. You want to talk about adjustments and he's so good at noticing what's wrong and getting his guys in the right position to set them up for success. Even if there's a guy bigger than them, even if there's a guy that's a little bit faster than them, he sets them up in the right ways for success. And that's always the one guy you want. And he'll always say it's all to the boys, but I got to give credit to Coach where it's due. And then the other coach is, with the other coach.
I don't even think Quinn would even take Quinn Pushkar.
But second coach, girls coach would be Dan Schnurrenberger for Fitch, and the reason for that is he does a great job of getting just that chemistry together and getting all these girls, even from alumni, on to care about each other. It's such a close knit relationship. It's such a family type relationship down there with girls basketball and Fitch, and the alumni are always there supporting the girls and helping them out. You always see older Fitch grads coming in through the games, and especially when we don't have a pandemic, talking with the team. And I mean, he's created a really good culture there in his short time as head coach as Fitch's girls basketball.
We are so fortunate to have so many, and I've said this before and before and before again. Here we go. I'll give you your $20 for that later, Munson. Just make sure you don't lose it.
Yeah, I gotta leave it lay around.
Don't leave it lay around in your car. We are so fortunate to have so many. I mean, you talked about Coach Fischel, Paul. I got a chance to see him for the first time this year, and just his growth between year one and year two on the sidelines has been exponential. And you know what's funny is everybody's watching what's on the floor. Everybody's looking for the players and their growth, and we have the opportunity to watch the coaches and their growth. And we had a nice conversation with him after the game, and it's when a coach is on, right, like they're on their coaches' corners and stuff, there's a certain way they handle themselves, but coach is that way across the board. And I hate to say it's a South Range thing. What you see is what you get with those coaches at South Range, but Fish is one of my favorite coaches by far because he's so animated, crazy fun to golf with, and he'll tell you anything you want to know. He's not going to hold back. He's not going to pull punches. But one of my up-and-coming coaches right now, and I've got to say this because he has impressed me this year with the way that he's handled his team, the way that he's handled his parents, the way that he's handled just everything about the program, is United's Josh Sigler. The way that he is composed and leads by example. right? LBE, lead by example. He's on the floor. They have Zoom calls after the games with parents and discussing it. I saw a picture last night of United watching the East Palestine versus Columbiana game on YSN from their gym because they're dedicated. They know this is a season that they'll never get back, so they're not going to take anything for granted. A big win over East Palestine, their EOAC foes, on Saturday, coming away with another win against Lisbon. And he said that we're going to put all our chips in the middle of the table. And he meant everybody. He meant the parents. He meant the fans. He meant the girls. He meant the coaching staff. Accountability is big with him, and we're going to do a coach's corner later this week. I am absolutely just stunned. Like he's one of those guys that he can take over a room just by walking in. So, Larry says Coach Huxold.
Huge.
Josh Ziegler's be a good pick. Yep. Hockey is another one of those coaches. He's been around a long time. He's done a lot for the game. Coach Johnson, Todd Johnson, over at Columbiana, that guy will make you run through a wall. Like if I'll never forget the level up that we did last year. Holy crap! He broke one of those markers off the board, and they were winning by 30 at halftime. He was so mad. So. Yeah, it was awesome. It was a great thing to be. I mean, yeah, Chris is Josh's twin brother. So, in case you're trying to put the pieces together, we're just very, very fortunate to have so many great coaches that we didn't even name. Dolph Carroll, like if you've never watched a Valley Christian game with Dolph Carroll, dude is cooler than the other side of the pillow. Like it is so cool to watch him coach because it takes a very special person to be a head coach of a varsity basketball team.
You got John Cullen, too, with over 500 wins, sitting around there. 2 big schools he's coached at for a long time. Got a floor named after him.
Canfield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to be where we are, right? We have so many great leaders in this area, and these leaders keep producing leaders, So, what's up, Mac?
Pulling his Bob Dole. Leaders. We got to lead the team in the battle.
Huge win for EP.
It was a big win for EP last night for girls. I mean, keeps them at least in the race, at least in the conversation for their first ever league title or conference title, depending on how you look at it. But United, 51-18 last night over Lisbon. They're not going to let up. They're willing to sacrifice whatever it takes to win this championship and
just win, baby. Just win.
That's all they're trying to do. And Coach Sig's got them competing down there and believing in themselves. And I mean, is that the biggest part? When you talk about half the battle is just believing you can do it, right?
Sure. Absolutely. You got to be able to foresee it before you can go out there and do it, right? You can't just go on the fly.
About you, Paul? Are you a believer, or you just go out and do it? You don't even think about it.
Yeah, I'm a non-thinker a lot of the time, so it's just
no.
It's just listen. Open the door and go. I'm like a dog ready to run out the door, and I don't come back. Just go. And I'm gonna take off.
So what would you do when you catch the car? What happens?
Yeah, you just park. Yeah, gotta catch it first.
What about you, Ty? Are you a guy that's a believer? Do you have to focus on it before you do it, or you just go do it?
I kind of lean a little bit more towards just going out and doing it, because then if I think about it, I have the chance to overthink it, and then I think too much about what I'm doing.
No, not Ty.
Yeah,
overthinking things.
Yeah, I could think about it too much, and then I could put myself up.
I think I did a report on. I did
a presentation.
I'm very much on muscle memory, and just very much on it's just stored in the subconscious, and just going off of what I know. But I mean, that's just kind of how I've always operated. I don't like to overthink things too much.
Looking at ESPN right now, trying to figure out the Penguins have hired Ron Hextall to be their new general manager. That's kind of breaking news here within the last hour or so.
I was
But
sad
they-
to hear about Pedro Gomez. That was sad. Pedro
Yeah.
Gomez.
Pedro Gomez died?
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he died like 2 days ago. It just like
He died,
unexpectedly.
he died right before the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, he was such a great baseball reporter. I mean, that was like him and
Yeah,
Tim
he was-
Kirchin. Like, you think of like baseball reporting, especially on ESPN. It's
Kirchin's
like,
laugh.
It's like those two guys.
Kirchin's
I remember
laugh.
watching him talk about the Bonds home run, the McGuire Sosa home run race, almost every World Series that I can remember, I can think back of that he was a part of.
Do you guys remember CNNSI?
Yes.
CNN Sports Illustrated?
Yes.
I was talking to my wife about that the other day. She had no clue what it was, but I was like, I wonder if CNNSI is still out there. And they've been gone for a while, I guess. But that was like the first ever. There was ESPN and CNNSI, and like I actually like CNNSI better than SportsCenter because it was 24 hours the news constantly updating. But I don't know why I threw that out there. It just reminded me of it.
Something that we forgot yesterday is, do you remember the guy that put $3.4 million on Tampa Bay?
Feeling pretty good right now, huh?
They ain't nobody partying harder than him.
Well, there's one guy
streaker.
partying pretty hard.
The streaker, that was
The
pretty
streaker.
awesome.
If you haven't heard the story about the streaker during the Super Bowl, he put it's 50 to 1 odds that there was going to be a streaker or something.
It was like plus 750 or something.
Plus 750 that there was going to be a streaker. And he sent his friend out first to be the distraction, and he took off, gained him $375,000, and it cost him $1,000 to post bail.
Yeah.
So you think about that. My man just got $374K and probably paid because he was wearing something that had a logo on it. So he probably got paid to do that on another level too.
The only bad thing is you better hope as hell the judge and them don't like find out about that and they're gonna say, so your fine is $375,000. No jail time.
It's probably like a $2,000 max fine. I bet
he won't be able to go back
Vegas,
to the stadium. That's like it.
He got $74,000. Who the hell cares?
Well, somebody in Vegas cares, and they're coming to find him.
Wait, you're telling me I can't go to any more Tampa Bay Buccaneers games? Ah, rats. Yeah, I know.
Darn, I think there's some other cool things in Tampa. Mons Venus is one of them.
What did you say?
I said I think there's some other cool things in Tampa. I said Mons Venus being one of them. What is that?
I thought you said something completely else. I heard you say Enos. I didn't hear the beginning of that word.
Oh no, Mons Venus. Sorry.
I have no idea what that means. Harlan's call was outstanding. Anthony, of all people, which if you don't know Anthony, he doesn't drink, he doesn't cuss, and then he sends us unbelievable highlights of a streaker, and it caught me off guard. I figured that was an EB whenever I clicked on it, and I looked back. Anthony was the first to find it, and he loved that call. He called it like it was the actual part of the game. And he's like, pull your pants up, man. Take your bra off. Paul, are you wearing Carrie's sweatshirt?
No,
like,
it's my
Be a
sweatshirt.
man. Be a man.
It's my sweatshirt.
That sure looks like Carrie's sweatshirt.
It was mine first. And trust me, when I put it on this morning, she's like, hey, that's mine. I'm like, no, it's mine. It was mine first. And then she stole it like what every girl does to your sweatshirts. They steal your sweatshirts at some point during your relationship. And I got it back.
Hell, what's the Office Space or? Yeah, it was the Office Space. Hell no, man. Yeah. Hell no. Somebody did that, I reckon they get their ass kicked. That's how I feel about somebody stealing my sweatshirts.
Tell me about it.
Sarah doesn't steal my sweatshirts.
Oh,
doesn't happen.
He said, "Aw."
Yeah, you're flying solo on this one, buddy. Yeah, the Munson family sweatshirt.
I guess so.
Just put Munson on the bottom.
Until I can get her own.
Well, you can, Paul. All you have to do is go to our Sideline store, and you'll get 25% off your entire order. Just enter code SPIRIT21. That's SPIRIT21 at the YSN Sideline store. How do you get there, you ask? ysnlive.com and click on Shop. It'll lead you right to the Sideline store where you can buy any shirt, hat, I think there's pants there. Like it's a little weird, some of the things that they
You
have
can
there.
even,
But
you can even custom design a little bit too. So
can you really? I've not got there yet. I'm trying to tidy up all our contracts so that way I can pay for my sideline store experience.
You can get all kind of things, pants and that, all kind of fun things.
Pants and that. Ty, are you still in your red YSN?
Oh yeah, always. You know it.
Are you like? Be honest with me. How much would it take to actually get married in that? Because you invited us to your wedding.
Underneath your jacket.
No.
No.
Screw the jacket. It's in July. You're gonna need that.
Probably you to pay for his whole wedding.
I don't know. That's a better question for my fiance. I don't want to crunch numbers on that one. That's more of her.
You at least have to take it and wear it during like the reception because nobody's going to recognize you without it.
I'll picture in it on my day. I'll bring it with me and throw it on and take a picture.
I think we're all just going to wear that to the wedding. We're just all going to wear.
I think that would be hilarious.
They're definitely going to know. Hey, that's the YSN table.
Maybe your groomsman can wear it then. Come down the aisle with it.
By the end of it, we're all going to be the groomsmen for Ty's wedding. We're all going to work our way into it.
She'll hate it.
I don't care. I'm going to give the best man speech. That's all I care about. Ty, your dad said you're sleeping. Don't forget to use the code SPIRIT21. That's correct. All right, let's get to that's about it for the show today. Let's get into our fillets and beefs for the day. Hopefully you guys carrying one. It is brought to you by G. Burbick Farms. Visit them on the web at gburbickfarms.com. Greg, one of the best people you'll ever meet, the first ever advertiser, YSN. Been a fan of, we've been friends for a long time, but been a fan of YSN since before it was even on the air. So thanks to Greg, all he does for us, all he does for my family, and you can be part of his family too. Head to gburbickfarms.com. Their family's farm, your family's freezer. Max Solo, what do you got for us today?
Well, filet. It's a great day. It's official. I'm going down to Troy, baby. Have a day. That's why.
What are you going to Troy for?
Oh, YSU baseball, since you asked so nicely. DJ and I are going to do the games down in Troy. Let's go.
Paul and I were not too happy we figured out the dates. Now, I'm happy to go to Louisiana. I'm happy to go to Alabama, no doubt. However, we got some basketball up here to cover, and Paul made a face yesterday that looked like he wanted to – a lot of like the faces I make at him 98% of the time. So, Paul, you're welcome.
Thankfully,
I'm sorry.
After the big day. Next Wednesday is huge, and at least it's not as bad as it could have been. If you guys were gone on next Wednesday, it would have just I'd have just been, all right, I'm done.
I'm gone next Wednesday anyway.
What?
I'm gone next Wednesday anyway. It's a Wednesday.
Told you. You just got a new beef, buddy.
You're fired.
No. Craig! Give me a chair.
Ty, what do you got for beef or filet?
Just a filet. With everything going on with basketball, and hopefully we can have everything covered in playoffs without a hitch. So that's huge news for YSN and for the network to be able to do that for these kids, these schools, and these communities. And also, I mean, the game last night obviously is part of the filet. It's been a good couple of days, and then tonight, 10 points away. Todd Simons is from breaking the all-time Fitch record, and a hunch that he might be able to get that little just a little hunch that might actually happen. But another guy for our network and another one of our schools where another record breaker. We saw Grisdale, we saw Golden do it. I mean, it's just an incredible year for basketball for kids in this area. So I'm just excited to be able to hopefully witness it tonight.
We were sweating, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you because we got the call. What, about 5 o'clock, 5:20? Paul, you and I. Hey, are you gonna have the Canfield game on? And we're like, what Canfield game?
Yeah.
Oh, Canfield Fitch. Huh? And oh yeah, Simons needs 30 points or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, oh, first off, Ty is gonna be sick if he doesn't get that. If Simons goes off last night, ooh man. I was sick to my stomach. Like, not that I would ever root against him to not get it, but I'm like, man, if he can just hold it to like 1 point under and Ty can take it tomorrow, got it.
And that's a huge record too. When I was talking to the AD today, it's 1952 through 1955 was when that record was set.
Morrison did it. You don't get starting time as a sophomore in Fitch. It's just not how it is. Too big of a school. So he was able to do that. And I mean, like I said, only 3 guys have ever gotten over 1,000 points. He's one of them.
Paul, do you have a beef?
Yeah, I do. Actually, it's a beef. I don't really have a fillet today. My beef is with, and we were talking a little bit about it before the show started, is 2-hour delays. They're just like ridiculous. We had a 2-hour delay today. I mean, do I mind sleeping in a little bit? Not at all. But you come to school and like the periods are only like 20, 25 minutes long. I mean, what can you really accomplish in that time frame? And everything's all messed up for the whole day. And it's, next thing you know, it's the end of the day, and you're like, well, what did you really get accomplished at all? So I agree. Either cancel school or you go. It's really, really simple. 2-hour delays are just kind of useless in my mind.
See, I like them. I mean, I used to love them when we get it because 2-hour delays were gold because you can have 1,000 2-hour delays and you don't have to make them up.
Yeah, but still.
But now it's cancel school at the drop of a hat, and there's blizzard bags and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. Like, I don't mind 2-hour delays. I can see where you get. It's probably worse for the teachers than it is for the kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you have such a small window to try to do anything in besides say, oh, here's a study guide, or let's go over.
You're planning for what, a 42-minute period? Something around that. And
then just cut the first couple periods out and then just start wherever you're at.
Yeah, who cares if it's math or anything else like that? Like we don't.
Well, it's a day. I mean, it's better than doing 25 minutes. Like, keep everything simple.
Yeah. We're gonna start the day at third period. We don't care about them first 2 periods.
I feel like that's happened before, though. I feel like I've heard of schools doing that but Palestine never did. It was always we were on a 2-hour delay schedule, and like you said, it was 20 minutes apiece, and it was weird.
Listen, the one school that everybody despised when we were all in school, and I think I can speak for everybody, was Beaver Local. They were closed like every day in the wintertime when it's.
Well, they have a 100-mile radius. I mean, that's not even exaggerating. They have a 100-mile radius, and
listen, back when Paul went to school, he went uphill in the snow both ways with no shoes on. Okay,
if you've ever seen,
my books were tied together with a leather strap, and I threw it over my shoulder.
If you've ever seen the movie Christmas Story, that is how Paul walked to school.
That's right. Every day.
I can't put my arms down.
No, that was my brother. He did that to my brother.
Mine is it's a fillet, and it's about the I mean, watching South Range play last night with so much class against Maplewood, having the game in the hand basically from tip-off. Coach Fischel, tip of the cowboy hat to you, because you did an excellent job. You kept pressure on, but you didn't rub it in anybody's face. I don't think Maplewood felt slighted in the least. You got in some players. I think your entire bench, if I'm not mistaken, of players who need some time and have had valuable time cut away from them in the middle of this pandemic. So I salute all the coaches that are doing this the right way. Right? It's easy to get carried away and to put in prevent defense and put in your other. Like, these seniors need some love too. These seniors are never going to get back what they've lost. And kudos to these coaches that are, like we're talking about time management. These coaches are unbelievable with time management for getting these players in and keeping them happy and proud of the program. Can't speak for us Beaver Local alumnus. That's true too.
Yeah, they loved it.
Southern was constantly closed, says Coach. Nope, keep his ass away. I don't know what that's referring to. Coach Franciscelli, thanks to my man Ty Bartell for a great call last night. How about you getting a shout out, Ty? I'm a little bit jelly right now.
Love you, Coach. Love doing your games. Love watching your boys play. You're doing a great job over there.
Live from prison.
Thursday or Friday. Yeah, the big.
You get them?
I get them Friday. The big game Friday with Springfield.
Well, that
That'll
is a
be
big
great game.
That is a big game. Coach Seidel says, see you tonight, Coach. We will see you tomorrow from 3 to 4 right here on the YSN Power Hour. We appreciate all of our sponsors. Down at the bottom, if you want to become a sponsor, ysnlive.com/advertise. We appreciate everybody tuning in. It was a great day, great content day for YSN. Appreciate you being part of it. Appreciate you guys here on the panel chiming in, giving your thoughts, and we will see you tomorrow, 3 to 4 right here on the network. See you later.
Go out there.